Everyone carries this gene, and it comes in 3 versions. Inherit 2 copies of one of them, and your odds of Alzheimer's can climb more than tenfold. Inherit a different one, and you're more likely to reach 100. Same gene, opposite ends of a life. And the strangest part? The riskiest version is the one our species carried first. The gene is ApoE, apolipoprotein E. It sits on chromosome 19. Its everyday job is moving fat. It wraps cholesterol into tiny particles and ferries them through your blood. And inside your brain, it's the main delivery service, built mostly by support cells called astrocytes, carrying cholesterol to your neurons. A humble courier. Nothing about that job sounds like dementia. In 1993, a team at Duke University, led by Alan Roses, went looking. The field was fixed on the sticky plaques in an Alzheimer's brain, but Roses followed the families. A linkage signal pointed to chromosome 19, and there sat ApoE. One version of it, called E4, turned up far more often in people with late-onset Alzheimer's. A cholesterol gene was the biggest common risk factor anyone had ever found. The 3 versions differ by almost nothing, just 2 tiny swaps in the protein's chain. We call them E2, E3, and E4. E3 is the common one most people carry. But the effect of E4 comes in doses. 1 copy raises your risk. 2 copies raise it far more and pull the age it strikes earlier. In those first families, each E4 dragged the typical onset down from the mid-80s toward the late 60s. Here's why the version matters. As your brain works, it sheds a sticky scrap called amyloid beta. ApoE's job is to help haul it away before it piles up. E2 and E3 are good at the cleanup, but E4's shape makes it clumsy. The amyloid lingers, clumps, and hardens into plaques. And E4 doesn't stop there. It inflames the brain's immune cells and worsens the tangles of a second protein, tau. The courier meant to keep things clear becomes the reason they clog. Now turn the gene around. The rare version, E2, does the opposite. It shows up far more often in people who reach 100. Why? E2 seems to guard the systems that age fastest. It clears amyloid better, with lower Alzheimer's risk, and tends toward a healthier cholesterol profile and fewer heart attacks. E4, meanwhile, quietly thins out of the oldest age groups, not because the gene changes, but because the people who carry it tend to die younger. Dodge the diseases that end most lives, and the years add up. One small gene tilting both ends of a human life. You can't trade in the versions you were born with, but ApoE has become one of the most chased targets in Alzheimer's research. The clues are tantalizing. A woman who should have developed Alzheimer's in her 40s stayed sharp into her 70s, shielded by a single rare ApoE variant. Gene therapies are now trying to deliver the protective version straight into the brain. And in 2024, a study argued that carrying 2 E4 copies isn't merely a risk, it may be its own genetic form of the disease. 1 gene, 3 letters. From a cholesterol courier to the single biggest clue we have about who gets Alzheimer's, and who gets to grow very old? The gene channel.